Welcome to the Trade Traction Podcast, where we are all about helping you, the blue-collar apprentice, technician, and business owner, make the most profitable career in the trades. Welcome to the Trade Traction Podcast, where I talk about everything trades and apprenticeships. I'm Dennis, with over 25 years in the plumbing industry, a past owner of 2 multi-million-dollar plumbing and heating service companies, and a passion for helping young fellow tradies find success in their trade. My guest today is Robyn Rowling. We met at this year's SkillsUSA National Conference. Robyn herself was involved with SkillsUSA as a high school student, so she has a unique first-hand perspective of what a benefit it is and how that experience shaped her career and still affects her today. Now, Robyn works with CareerSafe to bring awareness to safety issues in the trades. Stay tuned to learn more about SkillsUSA, the red jacket, and how to be safe on job sites. So now, my friend, Robyn from this year's SkillsUSA National Conference. Robyn, welcome to the Trade Traction Podcast here at SkillsUSA.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, day 3.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great week.
It's incredible. It's 18,000 kids here, I heard.
Yeah. Yeah. So students, top 2% across the nation that are winning these contests within their states. They're coming here and competing best against the best.
Yes, awesome. So I'm glad to have you here because I understand you did this in high school.
I did.
Okay, so what I'm discovering, even Mike Rowe talked about it the other night, that so many people don't know about SkillsUSA.
Yeah. We're the world's best kept secret.
Seriously. So can you just kind of share the whole experience as in high school and how that went, and then just how you progressed to it and where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely.
And take your time, because lots of people don't know about SkillsUSA, how it works and what's.
I mean, it's something that's absolutely changed my life. Every job that I've had from high school up until now is all linked back to SkillsUSA.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So in high school, I enrolled into a building trades program my freshman year, and I was part of that all 4 years. My advisor really encouraged me to pick up on the leadership side and go toward student leadership, running for a regional officer, state officer, national officer. So by the time I was a senior, I was, speaking on stage at opening ceremony.
Yes. Okay, tell me about the red jackets.
Yeah.
Who gets a red jacket? Does everybody get one? Can anybody have one? Are they earned? How's that work? What's the red jacket?
So when you're a member, you earn that jacket and you wear it proudly.
Any SkillsUSA member?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's our pride and joy.
Okay.
We like to call it the sexy red blazer.
The sexy red blazer. Okay. I bought one because the store was open, and I was like, I haven't worn it yet.
You should.
Okay.
Yeah, represent us.
Awesome. Okay.
So after high school, went to college. Thought I had this whole path lined up on a 4-year degree. When I graduated, I was still involved with the SkillsUSA office in Arizona, volunteering my time and whatnot. But when I graduated college, I ended up becoming the state director there, and so I ran the association. And again, I always ran it with in my mind of the experience I had as a student, and how it changed my life. And so everything that I did was for the students and their experience,
right?
Because it's changed so many lives, including my own.
Right.
So I wanted to provide that back to students.
Right. Awesome. Okay, so what was the program you went into in high school? Was it construction?
It was construction. Yeah.
And why did you do that? And what encouraged you to do that one? Why were you?
So actually, in middle school, we had a CTE kind of example day that you can go into the high school and kind of experience the CTE program.
And what's CTE stand for?
Career and technical education.
Okay.
So all the CTE programs, so that included the agriculture, the culinary, the cosmetology, healthcare, and whatnot. And construction just seemed really fun to me.
Yeah.
I love building things with my hands and putting things together.
Yeah.
Seeing a blueprint and being able to construct something amazing.
Yeah.
And so that's what really interested in me. And so I enrolled into the course, and it was never looked back.
So then was this like wood shop or?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a building trades program, so it encompassed construction, plumbing, electrical, masonry. So I learned all of those foundational components.
This was in high school?
This was in high school.
Oh, you were so
Yeah.
lucky. So many people, my kid doesn't have that opportunity in high school.
Yeah, they
Where you live.
so there are a lot of states that have the CTE programs within the traditional high schools, but a lot of states have actually started developing career centers, career and technical education centers, where multiple feeder high schools will go into that one location, and it's all CTE programs. So they are creating this opportunity where if it's not at the high school that they're going to, they have the opportunity to go to the career center.
Got it. Okay. And so then you're learning, and then SkillsUSA gives you a chance to compete
Yeah.
and contest,
Yep.
right?
Yep. So here at CareerSafe, we have obviously the skills contest going on around us, but we also have the leadership component too. So there's a huge side of, as a SkillsUSA student, we are taught, let me back up.
Yeah.
As a CTE student,
Yeah.
in the classroom, we're taught that hands-on learning. SkillsUSA comes in and really integrates those transferable skills for us that help us become a well-rounded student prior to graduation. So even with the leadership competitions, there's job interview, there's speaking, and I think that's really helped develop things. It's still ingrained in me on what I should be wearing to what event. If I know that it's professional attire and I show up in jeans, I may not be underdressed, but I feel underdressed.
Yeah.
And that is something that SkillsUSA ingrains in me, because just the importance of showing up for the audience.
Yeah. There's a saying, you can't overdress, but you can underdress.
Yeah.
So always err.
Yeah. And it's also, showing up on time.
Yeah.
If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, it's unacceptable. And so I'm very punctual because of that. And
Right.
it's all because of SkillsUSA.
Right. So one thing I'm discovering, you'll hear me say this a lot. I hear a lot. I think parents are half our struggle with getting kids in the trades. Parents are not as hiring the kid to a carpenter or a plumber or electrician. We might be starting to work on that, but their thought process is, well, they want their kid to get a higher education.
Yeah.
I've heard them say that. They say, but I said, no, this is a higher education. And so just because you're learning with your hands and learning how to do a skill, but SkillsUSA then helps you learn leadership. And like these kids are up on stage in front of 18,000 kids speaking very proficiently.
Yeah.
With confidence.
Yeah.
And most people will wilt in that environment, right?
Yeah.
And these kids are standing and saying their thing and doing their thing and not stuttering and stammering around, and you can't even tell that they seem professional.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're high schoolers.
Yes. Yeah, I've actually met several wonderful teachers even this week at this conference talking about, they had students come into their classroom that were the troublemakers of the high school. And once they entered their program, they got some leadership and structure and kind of that mentoring that they needed. And they became, by the time graduation came around, they were some of their best students that were set up with a job ready to go post-graduation.
Yeah.
So CTE, SkillsUSA, it's one of the most magical things that a student can experience.
Awesome. So, what can industry do? So if there's a plumbing company out there, electrical company, roofing company, everyone's looking for employees, apprentices. What can they do to help you and maybe even get in front of some of these? Because I guarantee you, when you meet these young kids, you want them on your team.
Oh, absolutely.
So how does that work?
Yeah. I always joke around that I'm surprised there's not more companies here lining up ready to hire the students that are in these competitions.
Yes. Well, I think they don't know.
Yeah. I agree with you. What I would recommend to industry is get involved on the local level. There are programs across the nation that need industry support. I think I just remember in high school, we had industry members donating materials to our program just so we could practice airfield projects And I think that's where it starts. And that's where you're going to need those students are in those local programs.
Right.
There are opportunities, local, state, and national level that they can also get involved in and expand their opportunities as well. But I would highly recommend the local level.
So, and support could be, I imagine it could be time.
Yeah, it could be time, it could be materials for the students to practice on. It could be, you're a plumber. What kind of credentials are going to help you in your what certifications you need in the field,
Right.
and even supporting that component, creating scholarships, or even offering a job or an internship so the students getting that on site learning.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember I've talked to several contractors that say, because I built my business to talk to young people.
Okay.
And, but a lot of contractors would say they haven't talked to a young person forever. And it's like, well, you got to become attractive or you can go there.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is go get involved with go to SkillsUSA in your state,
Yeah.
find your local high school
Yeah.
and go there and contribute somehow.
Yes.
And then you're going to be in front of the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So I even because there's local, regional, state, national level. When I was a state director in Arizona, that is one thing I would cold call industries to have them come support just to offer a judge for a contest.
Right.
And it was the same way even on the regional level. You just have a clump of high schools in one area. Industry is such an important component of that, because we want our contests and we want our students also staying up to industry standard.
Right.
And that's how we're going to do that,
Right.
by having current industry.
Involved.
And it's a great coaching opportunity too.
Right.
There could be something a student's doing and they don't even know they're doing it wrong because they don't know.
Right.
And so for an industry person to come in and just mentor them and kind of show them the right way, that could be, that could make or break a student in their career. And
A little.
it's phenomenal.
People don't do things wrong on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's doing the best they can. So if they're doing it wrong, just show them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I fully believe that. And so even right now, the company I'm with is CareerSafe online. And so we provide foundational safety training for students through our OSHA 10 and OSHA 30-hour courses.
Okay.
And one thing that I kind of joke about it with my students is, common sense is a learned behavior. Then, we don't know that the stove is a hot stove unless it's through experience that
Yes.
we touched it or somebody has taught us.
Yes.
And so I think that goes for industry trades too, for students as they're learning that trade, is to be taught it appropriately so they can become successful.
Right. So let's talk about CareerSafe a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. So CareerSafe is online.
it's online.
Okay.
All of our courses are 100% online. We've really focused on individuals that are within the ages of 16 to 24, because that is the age group with the highest recorded fatalities and injuries on the job.
Really?
It is. Yeah, it's
16 to 24 is the most fatal, because we don't know what we're doing, right?
Yep. So if you think about your first job ever when you're 16,
Yeah.
and you go into that job, I mean, we all probably can think of a couple things that were very unsafe.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to prevent that. We're trying to close that gap of injuries and fatalities. Now, we do service, even individuals outside of that age range, but that is the age range that we try to really focus on, because we truly believe here at CareerSafe that no job is worth a young worker's life,
Right.
because it's truly not.
Let's.
I always told my guys that we were really safe. We hardly ever had injuries. I don't know how that was, but we hardly ever had an injury. But I always said, like, we did sewer work.
Yeah.
So trench collapses and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so every year people die in trench collapses. And so we'd highlight that. And I would just say, if we lost someone, I probably wouldn't have the heart to keep the business open.
Yeah.
Like, industry's devastated. You would probably just shut that business down.
Say you got to be safe.
Yep. So that's why CareerSafe is here. That's why we support, SkillsUSA, because there's so many students, and we do support other current technical student organizations across the nation, and CTE programs. But we're here to create that awareness of safety And just having that foundational safety. And the cool thing about it is I hear teacher success stories all the time of the program. And, a lot of our teachers will mandate that they earn their safety credential before they step foot in the shop.
Right.
And so, a lot of teachers will have sometimes 20, 30, 40 students in a shop and only one of them. But it's really cool to hear when the teacher talks about how students are holding other students accountable.
Yes.
So that always kind of warms my heart, because I'm like, you know what, those students are starting to elevate themselves,
Right.
and they're already, kind of a step up above anyone else that's not adding to their portfolio. Kind of like how Mike Rowe was talking about building your toolbox, and that's exactly what these students are doing.
Awesome. So CareerSafe is online. You can go there,
Yep.
and you can take the courses, and a student can get themselves safe,
Yes.
right? And get through that program.
Yep.
So they're more knowledgeable of how not to be a statistic.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. And every career needs that. And it's super important because, what I see blue collar, like we're the original professional athlete.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so we use our bodies and our hands and our legs. We use our bodies to make money. And so if we get injured, we're messing up our ability to make money.
Yeah.
And so it's super important.
Yeah. So, and we, I share this with everyone of, safety truly is in every industry.
Yeah.
You may not think about it, but even an office job is, there can be some major things that, when you're sitting in a chair for 20 years, that could almost create more damage than you repetitively doing something,
I talk again. I'm discovering the parents, or a lot of people are apprehensive about their kids getting into the trades. And it's like, well, it's hard on your body. Well, I just was listening to a YouTuber. All he does is YouTube, and he's struggling with carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
And it's hindering his career.
Wow.
Like, it's a big deal. Like, if he doesn't get it figured out, it's going to affect how he can do his job, or if he can even do his job.
Right.
And I'm like, my goodness, he's a desk jockey.
Yeah.
Struggling with carpal tunnel, just like one of our kids might be struggling with a hamstring or whatever it is, right? So
yeah, and so I, of course, these students in these industries, the individuals in these industries are a little bit more high risk for injury.
sure.
But yeah, that's why we truly believe that safety is it's that very first step of knowledge of that's needed to be successful in those careers, because it's, you want to be safe and you want your colleagues to be safe.
Right.
Because like you said, you don't know if you could carry on if somebody had passed away on your job site.
Oh.
And so we don't want that on for those students either.
Right. Okay, trade shows. I spent most of my life not going to and avoiding trade shows.
Really?
So what's you've had a different experience with trade shows. Tell me about trade shows. Why should someone not be like me and go to trade shows? What do you get out of it?
For CareerSafe from the industry side.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So I think the importance of going to a trade show is, there's kind of that personal or professional benefit, if you will, for your company of brand awareness.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an organization that you're looking for apprenticeship or an apprentice, you're looking for employees to put on a job site. Trade shows are going to offer that brand awareness for your company and give you that first, you could see a student competing and be really impressed, and after they're done competing, you can go over and hand them their business card and tell them to give you a call.
Yeah.
So there's that great benefit.
Yeah.
I think it provides the opportunity to almost partner with other companies that are like yours, chasing after the same mission.
Yes.
So I think that kind of helps us. I'm with CareerSafe, but we partner with NCCR.
Yeah.
So they're
What's NCCR?
it's the National Construction for Careers. Sorry, I'm kind of butchering that. They are a nonprofit that
Yes.
serves a lot of the construction industry on the education side. So they are creating opportunity for students through their curriculum and giving them those credentials to go be successful in the construction industry.
Awesome.
Yeah. But that's one example of just partnering with other individuals that are after that same mission
Yeah.
to see students be successful.
Yeah.
One thing that's really appealed to me this week is, this whole gap in skills. Somehow that narrative, it seems like maybe the government put this narrative out to go to college, and that was the way to go. I don't know where that came from, but that was the narrative.
Yeah.
And it seems like private industry is coming together to correct that narrative, right? And we're all working together, and we all are a piece of we're all a cog in that machine of getting the word out that skills are a higher education
Yeah.
and a worthy place to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have done a great job at shifting the focus to not put the pressure on the student that they have to go to a 4-year college. Because school is not for everyone, or sitting at a desk for 4 years is not for everyone.
Right.
And I think it's very important to, every student is unique, and I think it's important to identify how can we help the student be successful rather than what is your what college are you going to? And I'm someone who I love to learn, I love to read books, and I love work on my degrees and stuff, but that's not for everyone.
Right.
And so I think that I think we as a as a society have done a better job at allowing students to learn who they are in high school before they start their life. So that way they kind of have a head start on, I'm not going to go spend $50,000 to $100,000 on a degree that I'm never going to use. And so these students, a lot of times now, especially with career centers for the high schools, they're graduating high school with the credentials already needed for that job.
Right.
So they don't even have to do additional education,
Right.
in tech, post-secondary technical schools have become a really big thing now, and I think that's fantastic because the students that do want to go into that trade, they're spending a year or maybe 2 years earning those credentials and really honing in on those skills, and they're doing something that they're passionate about, and I love seeing that because nobody wants to go in debt on a degree that you're never going to use, and just to find out 4 years later that you're passionate about something else to work with your hands in the insurance trade.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of the difference between going and getting a degree,
Yeah.
Or going and getting the degree you need
Yes.
to do what you love.
Yes.
And so go to work and find out. I've talked to a lot of people here with degrees that are in the trades, but they started in the trade and then they figured out, oh, this is what they love. And then they dove into that education.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they bring it back to the trade.
Yes.
So it's just a little bit different approach. It's not saying college is wrong. It's just maybe go there once you know
Yeah.
where you're going.
Yes.
Instead of go get a degree and then figure it out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very cool. Robyn, we're so glad to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You guys are doing great work.
Thank you.
And go SkillsUSA, right?
Go SkillsUSA.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, that's a wrap. I'd be honored if you would like, comment, and subscribe as I share the stories of those I meet at the trade shows. I hope you're inspired to promote safety in your trade and to get involved in SkillsUSA program near you.